The story of Shoebox Zoo is about a girl who goes on this personal quest. It's not just about, finding a book. It's about finding herself and overcoming grief, the grief of her mother's death.
It's Mom. So do I, sweetie.
It's a journey for her into adulthood, and it's sort of sped up by the circumstances and events that surround her.
They were there a minute ago. I promise.
So they just took the lid off and walked off by themselves, did they?
It's a father that's lost his wife and a daughter that's lost her mother, and they suddenly find themselves in a phantasmical kind of world. This is the story of the pursuit of a very dangerous knowledge. And if it's not found by the right people, it will be found by the wrong ones.
Throughout the story, you don't really know if the magical stuff is really real or if it's her way of dealing with what's happened to her. Is it real? Is it not real? Is it just what Marnie's thinking?
It's the ultimate quest to find something that will endanger all mankind.
Shoebox Zoo is a tale of fantasy and mystery which takes place in the real world. A young girl is forced on a quest to find a great wizard's lost book of forbidden knowledge. Leading a strong cast in the role of Marne McBride is newcomer from Toronto, Vivian Douglas.
She's a very strong kid. She knows what she's talking about. So then when they find out her mother has cancer and her mother dies, this is a big, huge loss for Marnie. But she puts on an attitude, and she's in a totally new environment, new school, new country.
Morning, Marnie.
Then it sort of sinks in. I'm never gonna see my mom again.
Guys, come on. You're supposed to be helping me with the Tantalin essay.
But once she meets the Shoebox Zoo and befriends them, and then once she goes into this whole magical world, that's a way of distracting her. And then that inner strength comes back, starts to rise again. And she believes that her mom, in this magical world, it's where she believes her mom is helping her. And then there's the reality world where she doesn't tell anyone about them, because then that would be like saying, okay, my mum isn't coming back.
For Vivian, performing in Shoebox Zoo has been an incredible challenge, starting with the audition where she was first spotted for the role.
The whole experience has been amazing. I've never done anything like this before.
Let me get this straight. You want me to go on some crazy wild goose chase you choose to call The Quest after a book that doesn't exactly sound like a bestseller, that's been lost for 1,100 years,
that's too powerful for you to use anyway, and you don't even know where to start looking? It's the last day of school, and I came home, and my dad was on the phone, and he was going, yeah, uh-huh. And my dad, he looked at me, and he gave me the thumbs up like this, and I just went...
So put you through that 5 times?
I just started to scream, I got it, I got it, I got it. And my brother and sister were like, she got it, she got it, she got it. And we paraded around the house, and I was so happy. You wouldn't.
I'm afraid you would, Mommy.
And I was so excited when I got on the airplane. I was just like, wow, I'm flying, this is real. I'm actually going to Edinburgh, and I'm actually gonna do this amazing thing. Denver's like this really cool place.
What, you seen Edinburgh's uncool, like?
Enough. Yeah. We've got enormous buildings like you've never seen. And we've got killer snakes and bears that'll rip your guts out. What have you got?
Playing the powerful wizard and alchemist Michael Scott is top Scottish film actor and director Peter Mullen.
I play Michael Scott, who's the flawed good guy. I am Michael Scott, alchemist of the Holy Roman Empire, translator of the ancients, man of science, man of logic. 3 times I have saved you and these creatures from disaster. He's forever trying to do the right things, and he does it all in the wrong way. For all the fact that he's lived for 1,100 years, he's maybe been around books too long. That makes him a sort of interesting kind of contradiction. The man that would ultimately like to save mankind doesn't even know how to talk to a 12-year-old. So he's an interesting set of contradictions. Hasn't struck for 11 centuries. How peculiar.
For Peter, wizard acting is a new experience.
No, never done wizard acting. Never done alchemist acting either. When we were doing it, I always thought of him more as an alchemist than a wizard. Wizard, for me, conjures up the wee furry guy in the Sword and the Stone and stuff. And more recently, Gandalf and Harry Potter and stuff. And what was in my head, anyway, playing this kind of guy, was that if you can understand what the world consists of in terms of alchemy, then you can make a difference to it.
And luckily, this was one script which he did accept.
I get sent a script to ask my daughter to read, and it was called Pirates of the Caribbean, and I knocked it back. So, never show a script to a kid. I have found you.
The character I play is Juan Roberto Montoya de Toledo, but more affectionately known as Toledo. He wants to get the book. He will go to the ends of the earth to get this book. He must have the book.
Stand by and turn over.
When you've got someone who's kind of all-powerful, wants one thing, hasn't got much of regard for people, and is kind of having fun. He's not been a physical being for the last 1100 years. So there's an enjoyment in the physicality of wearing all these wonderful clothes and the fine wines. He's going to get the book, but he's going to have a laugh doing it.
Be very, very careful.
It's 6 a.m. and time for makeup for Toledo and his not-so-trusty sidekick, McTagot, played by David Mackay.
The character I play in the show is McTagot, and he is the servant to both Toledo, who's the bad person, and Michael Scott, who's the wizard. Obviously, McTaggart wants the chosen one to get the book and all that. So, in preparation for the part, I've studied lots of servants.
I don't think anybody's at home, your magnificentness.
Marnie's dad is played by Jason Connery.
Yes? I play the character of Ross McBride, better known as Dad.
I'm concerned, sweetheart. Mr. Kazmani phoned from school. He wants to see you tomorrow. He's worried about you.
I set up the whole normal, everyday world of the Shoebox Zoo. And then she has a whole magical mystery tour that goes on totally without my knowledge.
Yeah, better change my diaper first, Dad. And then you can hold my hand all the way to the classroom.
Now, you just hold it right there, young lady.
Oh, Dad, I gotta go.
Now, maybe I was wrong to bring us to Scotland, but we're here now, so let's try. Let's just really try to make it work.
I never played a part like this, really. It's a bit of a departure for me, although I am a dad, and I've been able to use a few little tricks that I use on my son with her. Vivian, who plays Marne, is quite wonderful as an actress and just a real joy to work with. I mean, at 12 years old, just to have that ability to carry a show as she does, she's in every scene almost, and she just throws herself into it and is just there all the time. So it's just been a joy. And I've worked with children before, and it's not always a joy.
You can add spy and bully to your list. The way you've spied on me and treated these poor little guys.
You know, people are mature actors who can't play a silence. She can play it. She lives a moment. She knows how to react. You don't have to ever compensate for Vivian.
It's all too crazy.
Like mother, like daughter, hmm?
Are you trying to say that my mom could have gone on this quest?
I'm saying she would have tried.
Working with animated characters who are not yet created can be a challenge for the actors.
To meet you all again, my little friend.
There are quite a few little computer-generated creatures in the film, and they're quite interesting to work with.
Personally, I don't think I'd ever get a job with the Muppets. I'd have to say I'm not very good at it.
Don't punish us anymore!
Who gave you permission to speak, traitor?
I kind of wander past them and they run around my feet, and then when I look down they freeze, and so I never actually see them moving around. Maybe next series.
The Shoebox Zoo are amazing, and when I have to act with nothing there, they are there to me, because I'm not me, I'm Marne, and Marne is seeing these creatures in front of her, and so I guess I am able to imagine them right there.
So it was you guys in my dream. I'm gonna get dressed now. But when I get back, I want to know the whole story.
You kind of got to remember what it was like when you would talk to, in my case, I guess, kind of the action man, and imagine that he, as one once did, that he was actually a real living creature.
It's taken you 11 centuries to finally do something for me.
Be careful, my little wolf. You're playing a very dangerous game. It's like entering a radio play, and it's really hard. I found it really hard. I found it really difficult to focus and concentrate.
I expect greater rewards in time.
Just do your job. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with Wolfgang. I don't really get to speak to the others at all, actually. But Wolfgang, he's the one.
That's it. Indubitably. The inner sanctum. And the corridor down which we escaped.
The voices of the animals were cast and recorded in a studio in London long before live-action shooting began.
The inner sanctum. And the corridor down which we escaped.
Oh, I'm not sure I want to remember that part.
It's all coming back to me. It's not just Marnie's destiny. It's ours, too. A chance to be human once more, to live and breathe and never have to sleep again.
This is called Shoebox Zoo, okay? I'm being interviewed right now, but I'm talking to you at home because my name's Rick Mel and I'm great. And I'm playing a character, the best character, because he's called Edwin, right? And he's an eagle.
Who are you?
With due deference and respect, Master, we might well ask you the same question.
And he's a bit crap because he's only got one wing. Thinks he's intelligent, and he's not really. And he's a bit of a git. And he's very loud-mouthed, and he shows off a lot. And he has lots of accidents, and that's why I'm so brilliantly cast.
Now, why such fear and consternation? He's nothing but a paltry, pimply youth. What more can he do?
Boil us in oil, roast us alive. He's a wizard. He can do whatever he fancies.
I play Bruno, the bear, and he's sort of a bit dim, bit goofy, but kind of sweet and sort of cuddly. But dim. Cuddly but dim, I would say, would be the best way to describe him.
We had to do our sums with a chalk and a slate and a great big stick. Toledo, the shapeshifter.
With the other animated characters, you realise what his purpose is, and that's to be the kind of the softer, gentler.
Bruno, your mastership.
Slightly silly, but, strong but lovable one.
Elsa, if it's any of your business.
I like doing things that are Scottish. I'm a big supporter of my country, and really, tickled my fancy, so I'm glad to be a part of it.
I'm playing Elsa the Adder, and I'd say that her character is a good Scots word coming up now, slightly sleeked. Not like any bear I've ever seen. I don't mean that she's untrustworthy, but she doesn't trust anybody else, really. She's rather smart. I think, but I would say this, wouldn't I? I think she's the brains of the outfit. A chance to be human once more, to live and breathe and never have to sleep again.
Wolfgang is a wolf, and he's very smart, very angry, very proud, and dangerous.
That's what he promised to do. But how do you know we can trust him?
Well, it's quite a complicated job, actually, playing an animated character.
It's this way. That way? Ah, I wouldn't trust him as far as I could. And who would you have the child trust?
And anyone who wants to do it responds to the words, like any actor. You see what the words, I think, yeah, I like him. He's very unpopular. Yeah, he's a bit of a git. Yeah, I like him.
Well, if you'd rather trust the vagaries of a copied map over the wisdom of somebody who actually lived here, well...
So you can throw out other bits for the director or the producer, little sort of noises and here and there that the animators might like. You give them a larder full of ideas, as well as the actual script that's written. And so it's kind of more liberating than actual film acting.
Torches on the walls that led the way. This is the time when the characters on the page are fleshed out for the first time.
Wait for me!
It's a wonderful moment seeing the actors in the studio bringing the characters to life. Okay. To see how they bring their own, personal traits into the reading of the character on the page, and how the dynamic in the room works is really quite extraordinary.
There's two ways to play this scene for Edwin.
Obviously they haven't seen the animated characters in all their glory yet, but already it feels like the actors have taken ownership of those characters, and that, they are indistinguishable to some extent, but they seem to be having a great time.
I mean, I would quite like to have rattled as well, but who knows, we might meet a lovely rattlesnake later on, and I can't hog all the snake noises.
You got that? Now, you are all going to Betty Bye's. Back to sleep.
I loved fairy stories when I was wee, and I haven't grown out of that yet, and I really just wanted to be part of it because I thought it was good.
It gives you fantastic freedom. Great freedom. It releases the viewer's imagination in a very special way.
That's the point.
It's really funny, being a bear with someone who's pretending to be a wolf, someone pretending to be a snake, and someone pretending to be an eagle, pretending to be falling down a banister.
I don't think this is such a good idea.
With all the voices recorded, filming can begin. In the historic city of Edinburgh, preparations get underway, and as an 80-strong local crew are assembled, the sets are completed. Impressive sets have been constructed, including the alchemist Michael Scott's inner sanctum and Toledo's penthouse suite. Underground tunnels have been built above ground, and the special effects team have rigged some small explosions to add the final touch.
The scene we've been doing today is Toledo losing his temper with McTagot, and during the course of it he breaks a mirror with his magic powers. Obviously it's not a real mirror, it's a shattered glass mirror, and then we use a small explosive to break the glass. So we've had to spend a bit of time testing over the past couple of days to make sure that we've got the distances between the two actors right, so that neither of them are damaged too heavily during the course of it.
On the other side of the Atlantic, Toronto-based company Calibre begin the long computer-generated animation process.
The animation process starts very early on. It begins right at the script level, where we look and review the scripts, and we try to look at them from a technical standpoint, seeing whether we can do what's written on the script.
Awake, for I am your master.
And they come to life, and that was one of the big challenges for us, was to try to pull off that believability. For example, a stone bear. How does a stone bear move?
It won't budge. What will we do now?
Yeah, we shot it this way.
At the heart of the process is the storyboard, and one of the key members of the team is storyboard supervisor Willie Ashworth.
The storyboard artist brings the director's vision to life. My job would be to create little pictures to put in a little book that tells the camera people on set where to place the camera. Love drawing Elsa. I think of the four, she's my favorite to draw. Siobhan Redmond's reading of the voice was amazing and was totally inspiring to me.
Can't be bubbling much longer, and he'll ken all right, and a great deal worse.
The way she letter S's was really inspiring, and it's kind of interesting. I tried to do that in all the drawings, and then you actually see these characters come to life, and you know, Elsa's example is perfect because what I drew 4 months ago, I'm now seeing on screen.
After the live action plates have been shot, they come to us, and what we need to do is match what has been shot on the set. Just simply matching the virtual world with the real world. These are measurements of the camera, how high it was, what kind of lens was used, and they take all this information and they bring it inside to the software. When the animator starts the process, one of the first things we try to tell them is try to get inside the head of the character, get up out of their chair, and to start walking around like a bear or flapping their wings like an eagle. All animators are actors.
The zoo actors provide key inspiration for the animators, adding detail to the animated characters themselves.
Well, awake or asleep. Make up your mind, lassie. Animators really like actors, because they're, oh, brilliant.
Look, he's talking to him a bit like that. That means his whole upper jaw might stick out a bit like that. We might do this and that and the other. We might dribble vomit or something like that.
There's all sorts of things you can do, because they can do more with a face than I can with mine.
Your own personality is going to leak into whatever it is you're drawing. I've been told that I have a little bit of Edwin's qualities. I don't know quite what that means. He's a bit of a pompous, overbearing guy, but I'm not sure that I have that. But I think it's a scatteredness. He has a kind of kinetic scatteredness, which I seem to have.
We are scholars, remember? The word is know. It's knowledge, not kinledge.
Most of the animators have mirrors beside their desk. They're constantly looking at themselves in the mirror, trying to mimic what the character is saying and trying to get an idea of how much does the mouth open up.
I suppose if somebody told you that the Earth was flat, you believe it.
What do you mean? The Earth is flat.
By the end of 2003, filming of the first series is over, and by September 2004, Shoebox Zoo is ready to make its debut to the outside world.
It's real family, classic family material. I mean, it doesn't patronise the audience in any way. There's lightness and darkness in it.
It's very international in its appeal. Even though it's set in Edinburgh, it's a more realistic sort of representation of Scotland. We're not all wearing kilts and eating shortbread and drinking whiskey all the time.
It's got that kind of oldie worldy Scotland, you know what I mean, which everybody likes, you know, with castles and all that kind of stuff. It's got a gripping story, you know.
The thing I like about the shoebox is that even the good guys are deeply flawed and the bad guys have redeeming qualities.
There's a great deal of complexity in it, and I think there's a lot of fun, a lot of humour, and a lot of real emotion right at the heart of the story, which is about the search for something that will make you complete. So I think the audience will love it.
It has absolutely everything. Magical. There's this wonderful world that's been created, and it's also there's a real world. There's this other world that exists all the time, and it's and they keep slipping in and out of each other. I think it's quite incredible.
It shows the expanse of Scotland because you see the beauty of Edinburgh and all of the sights there. And then you have the whole magical aspect, which I think kids love.
Come and get it. Shows that are magical, they think, oh, you know, maybe it's not. It's just magic, it's just a fairy tale. But I think this is a really good show because it's relating both real life and magic together.
It's so abnormal, it's so weird. And that's the kind of stuff I like. I like stuff that's kind of, what? That's what this will do. Make them go, what? Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. The dream on telly.
Live action looks like a movie. The animation's great. Going to get better. The stories are great. It's fantastic. I mean, fantastic is a word that gets overused, but I think in this case, awesome and fantastic are words that really describe Shoebox Zoo.
There's 3 reasons to watch this. 1, I'm in it. 2 and 3 aren't really important.
But one mystery remains. Where is the Book of Forbidden Knowledge?
Well, that's the question. Where is the Book of Hidden Knowledge? No, Dad doesn't know anything about these things. You have to ask Marne.
The book. I'd rather not say where the book is.
I have a sneaking suspicion that I do know where it is, but I'm not going to say just yet.
He had it up his duke all the time. 13 episodes it was stuck up his duke. Generation dawns a most auspicious day. A day when 411s meet and sleepers have their say. A day to which the fickle sands of time and tide have run. A day when fate and prophecy reveal the chosen one.
What are those?
Well, Marne,
They're just a bunch of stupid toys. I want the truth. Who are you? What are you? Who's the chosen one? And how come you just woke up when I couldn't wake you?
It is a tale of considerable length and complexity.
The day of reckoning approaches, when all that is rightfully mine will be returned, and the name of Juan Roberto Montoya de Toledo will be revered for all eternity.
You want me to go on some crazy wild goose chase you choose to call The Quest in search of a book that's been lost for what, 1,100 years? That's too powerful for you to use anyway, and you don't even know where to start looking?
the book contains deep and dangerous magic. It's the sum of all my work on the mathematical texts of the ancient Greeks and the deep, dark logic of the mirror.
No, it's all too crazy.
Like mother, like daughter,
Think of the glory of it. The first hand to touch the book of forbidden knowledge.
What have you done? Sure. I'm as fine as any kid could be. When her mom dies, she's dragged halfway across the world to a country where she doesn't know anyone, and half the kids think she's a freak. I don't want this power. I don't need it. I never asked for it.
You're the chosen one. It's your destiny. Whether you want it or not, you must use it.
It's not just Marnie's destiny. It's ours, too.
The quest is not just your creature's only hope. It is the world's only hope.
I'm scared.